Previously on Mazda Minitruckin'.
Oh, I think we see the reason that the engine's locked up.
Well, this ain't no step for a stepper. I have full faith that MazdaMitch will get this motor pulled and rebuild another engine for this old pawpaw truck.
Okay, so I want to take this belt off. And in order to, you have to loosen the pulley first before you can adjust it and get the belt off. So it's a 22. It's a very thin ledge for a wrench. I had to put a socket on there. Let's see if we can break it off with the ratchet. These have been known to be sketchy. There we go. You know, sketchy as in rounding it off and stuff. That ought to do. I don't know if this is going to do anything. Let's see. Yeah. A little more. Okay, you can see we got the air compressor, the AC compressor wired up like they mentioned. We just got it out of the way. Guess what though? Guess what? You know what? I don't have a whole lot of experience with power steering pumps, so I had to refer to the book. I went ahead and took this off, and that was a mistake. I took the belt off, and that was a mistake because we need to take off this nut, and nothing is there to hold it still. I mean, there's things I could probably use some kind of, filter wrench or something, but really you just need to throw the belt back on, tighten it up, and get that off. It's pretty tight. Let's see if we can get this broke. Yeah. So now, just don't lose anything. That's a lock washer. I think it's also keyed, like it has a Woodruff key. We don't want to lose that. So let's loosen this and see how far we get with that. I don't really want to have that come loose or come apart. Ooh. Oh, Lord. It said I may have to use a puller. Oh, here we go. Thank goodness something worked out pretty good for me. All right, there's that Woodruff key. It's in there. I don't want to lose it, and it may stay. Feels like it's in there pretty good. And if I had an O-ring, let me put an O-ring on it to keep it still. Okay, let's try this. I got an O-ring, and I'm just going to put it over that. Maybe it'll keep us from losing it. Okay, supposedly, allegedly, you just remove these 3 bolts, and somehow this pump magically fits through these little tight areas. I don't know. All I know is there's a bolt under here that we will not be getting to without the pump being gone. So there's that. And then there's that we can get to, but we're not going to do that because we can't get to this one. Apparently, there's only 2 or 3 that hold it on. So maybe it'll slide out. We're about to find out. I feel like I'm missing something. A trick, a hose. Well, it's kind of like Jenga. Or Tetris. Oh, yeah. There's a hose underneath. But I don't have to unhook it. I don't have to remove it. Because the engine is coming up with... Yeah, I can leave it. But yeah, there is a hose hooked in, and if I was to take it off, it would leak fluid everywhere. And I'd have to refill that. But the engine will come up and it can stay because we got it out of the bracket. Okay, next up on the list is the starter. There will be 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 1 underneath. They're like 14 millimeter. Cannot get the camera in here, so just trust me, I'm gonna get it out. That was a bit of a bear. I had to use very long extensions and jack up the vehicle and get up under there and try to get the bolts loose. They were very tight. Had to use impact. There's several plugs. This is an automatic, by the way, but this was the dipstick thing was in the way when you're trying to get some of them bolts loose. But we got more to do. Unplugged the wires. I took off this one from there. This is not necessary when you're running a Weber, but I unplugged it. I didn't just cut it. The EGR is not needed. I unplugged that. Undid the starter. I undid the thermostat, which, by the way, the thermostat, boy, I do not like dealing with going behind people and their electrical, but the thermostat was coming through the firewall over here. That's very strange. I might have some gremlins in this thing. But got the starter out and the wiring. It's all out. Okay, and it's just gonna sit to the side until we get the motor out and we start cleaning up. Okay, so we got the truck jacked up a little bit. We got it on jack stands, and the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go up underneath and prop up the transmission and get all the bolts out of the transmission. There's 2 gussets, one on each side of the engine. We're gonna undo those, unbolt them. Unbolt the motor mounts. We're gonna pull our chain over here and hook it up and get ready to lift the engine and separate it from the transmission and get it out. Okay, I'm under here and I got 2 things, and my light. Boy, I love magnets. Okay, so I've got this skinny hollow pipe. It's a rod, and this would work Like, you can put it in on top of the torsion bars and just roll it back till it hits the frame, and you can see it would probably hold it up, but I haven't tested that. I like it, and I feel like it would probably work, but this is what I used before, and it's just a long pry bar. So, and I'm doing the same thing, and it fits, it works. Put it on top of the torsion bars and pull it back. I mean, that's probably too much. Until it hits the frame. Yeah. Yeah. So it's in there. So
Boy, that MazdaMitch, he's a clever one.
it ain't gonna go anywhere. It's pinched between the frame and the torsion bar on both sides. I don't think it's gonna move at all. So question is, can I get to my bolts? Yes, right over the top. So these are gussets, engine gussets. Looks like I got 1, 2, 3. Well, these two, they're all different sizes, of course. Some of this looks stock, some of it doesn't. So looks like 14, 14, 17, 17, 14, 14, and a 17 or so. Let me get some tools and we'll go at it.
I don't know about you boys, but them bolts seem tighter than a duck's butt.
Oh, I wish I'd had the camera rolling, but I had to move it. That dude was so tight. I got it with the human braking bar. Me. Okay, so I got every nut and bolt that's holding the transmission. Some were missing, but I got them all loose and taken out. And what we're looking at now is the transmission cooler lines. There's one little contraption there holding the lines to the block. And I could take it off from the block, but I think I'll leave that attached to the block. I'm just going to do the little 10mm thing there. I think everything is taken loose. All we have to do is the little 14mm bolt on the motor mount on each side. We'll take that loose, hook the chain to it, and lift the motor out. But first, I want to remove the jack stands. The transmission's propped up with the bar. Lower the truck, then I can lift the motor out, and I'm going to push the truck back.
Now listen, I know what you're thinking. Why is this engine such a struggle? Well, if you remember, the engine is locked up tighter than a clam with lockjaw. It won't budge. So with that being said, you can't rotate the engine so that you can undo the 4 bolts holding the torque converter on. He can't separate it from the engine until it's out. This is just going to make it more difficult to get out. Let's keep watching. Oh, MazdaMitch looks like he's struggling like a cat in a bathtub. I'm beginning to wonder about this old boy.
Okay, so it's out. And I think the next thing I need to do, I'm going to take off the torque converter and put this on the engine stand just to get it out, roll it out of the way. And of course, this block is no good. That is absolutely terrible. So I'm not sure what happened. It wasn't my truck. They might have sent it a little too hard. Look how it bent that. Look at that, wow. Let me get a light. I got one on me. Yeah, it hit the oil pickup tube. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna take off the torque converter, get this thing mounted on an engine stand to get it out of the way. There's a plate that goes under here, and you take the plate off, and what it says do, it would be helpful to cut the light on, wouldn't it? What it says to do is, while you're under the truck, there's several bolts, and they're 14 millimeter. You'll need a deep well socket, and you're supposed to loosen these, take them apart, and leave this in the transmission. And of course they say just turn the crank and then get to the next bolt, and so on and so forth. But my engine's locked up. Well, let's see if we can do it. Actually, Dang. Come on, what? No fun, man. No fun. Oh yeah, man, this might be a challenge because the motor's locked up. I think it will turn this way. I'm really not liking that angle. I don't want to round it off. Okay. Probably get these off together. Back in the truck. Look what it is. Okay. Man, there's just enough travel. This motor's severely locked up. Just enough travel to get to it somewhere. I don't know. I don't think it's going to Goodness. Man. Because the engine is severely screwed, what we're going to have to do is this bolt that's holding it up. So I'm going to have to just saw this bolt off. We're not worried about anything in there anyways. That way I can rotate the engine. Man, oh man, I thought it would move if I did that. Oh, it's just one more bolt. I really thought it would move.
Now, I don't know about you boys, but I sure hope MazdaMitch ate his Wheaties this morning.
That didn't work. Maybe a wiggle joint will? I don't like that. I think it's in a bind. I'm gonna drop something. All right, well, of course, I got it when the camera was off. I broke it. Oh! Oh! Dang. Whoa, whoa, buddy. All right. Gonna be a little treat. It's in such a dang tough spot. There we go. Got it off. Whoa, yeah. Woo! Okay, let's take off this plate. You can see on these bolts, it's got that thread locker stuff that comes with them from the factory. I don't think these have ever been out. Okay. Whoa. Yep, that adapter plate. Oh, you really need a place to put your parts, so I had to put them over in my pile. Looks nice and clean. Just kidding. This part is. Interesting.
Next time on Mazda Minitruckin'.